Hey everyone, it's Jody here, your Wednesday host for FTRealM. I hope everyone is having a good week. I'm having a pretty good week. It's been hectic the first couple of days. As of today, it's kind of slowed down, so that's nice. I get to focus on my own schoolwork rather than grading papers. So that is definitely nice. I can focus more on getting ready for this race I'm doing on Saturday, so that's my fun break. And so this week's topic is our pick. Unfortunately, Spencer didn't get a chance to update a video this week on Monday. Ren was 2 weeks ahead of the game, and so I don't know what he's going to do when we come back in a couple of weeks. But next week we're taking a break. That way we can figure out some other topic ideas for the channel. So if you guys have any suggestions or any ideas, fun or serious of any kind, definitely let us know. And we will see if we've covered them in any capacity. And if we haven't, we will definitely add them to the list. We will either add them in or we will take some things off that we have planned for like the next kind of set of weeks, and we'll make it happen. My pick this week is crying, kind of like my emotional state and crying more specifically. So I first want to say that how I feel and how I see tea impacting me in regard to crying is my own thing. It definitely doesn't happen to everybody the exact same way, and it could happen exactly something similar, or it could happen the complete opposite. Who knows? All these changes in our body, hormonal changes in our body, impact everyone different. So this is from my perspective. I just want to point this out there first, and going from there, I want to say that I have never been a big crier. Pre-T, 2.5 years on T, never been a big crier. I only cry in special locations, and I don't trust people with my emotions very well, and so I can hold my emotions in until like I'm alone and I feel like I'm in a safe place to cry, and that's not the case for everybody. That's how I've always been, and so that still reigns true. But some things that I've noticed between pre-T and 2.5 years on T is that when I would get overwhelmed with things, stressed out, upset, I would sob cry pre-T. And that doesn't happen anymore to me being 2.5 years on T. I've noticed is that I don't cry unless like I have a huge emotional break or devastation, heartbreak of any kind, something to emotionally break me really gets me crying. And the sob crying, when I would sob cry, when something would really emotionally devastate me and to the point where I had to cry, I would cry maybe for a day, maybe 2-3 days or something like that. It was very minimal. And now, since I don't sob cry anymore, I like cry for days on end. I've cried recently for like weeks and months, longer than like a couple of days. And so that's pretty crazy to think that how tea has influenced my body and my chemicals in my body, especially like how my brain reacts to stress and being overwhelmed and stuff like that. That's always interesting to think about, along with how when I get overwhelmed or I get stressed out and I'm not to that breaking point yet to emotionally cry, I argue with people. I like want to argue with people hardcore, and then I get upset with myself and I get angry at myself for arguing with people. So that's pretty interesting to think as well. But I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, and if you guys have had any similar experiences or maybe completely opposite experiences, I'd love to hear about them in regard to your emotional state, or especially in regard to crying, and we can kind of learn from each other. And those that haven't started tea yet, they can kind of get an idea of what may or may not happen to them, since, as I said, everyone's different. Everything between every individual is different, but you know, we could have some similarities out there, and we could have some, you know, completely opposite things, and I like to hear about other people's experiences on tea, similarities or differences. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. All right? Peace.